So next, let's make it so our AI can walk through doors, because as you can see, I believe I demonstrated before, I'm going to hit P to show the navigable mesh, and we have this connected strip between the two rooms, which means the AI can walk between the two rooms. But if we take one of our doors here, and let me just see if I can get this lined up. Actually, almost perfect. Okay. You can see that it is cut off, and because of this, the AI will be stuck in that room forever. So we need to fix this. So let's open up our door actor, and we want to go to our meshes here, and just select one of them, and in the details search for can ever affect navigation. And it's whether the component influences navigation. And we want that to be no. We're going to do it for this mesh as well. So no for both. If we go back into the scene, you'll see that it's now connected again. And if we simulate, you can see our character, once he chooses a room that isn't that one. Seems like he's chosen it twice now. He will just walk or attempt to walk straight through the door. Now, of course, it's not working because there is collision, so the AI is just kind of floating, trying to get to these rooms because his AI tells them that it's possible because of this gap here. And we get an error, but that should be fine. So we need him to be able to open the door. And we're going to do this with a trigger box. So I'm going to open the actor again. And we're going to add a trigger box where if he passes through the trigger box, the door will open for him. So let's just go ahead and add component. I'm going to search box collision. And it doesn't need to be huge. I'm just going to kind of fit it to the dimensions of the box first, or the door first. And then I'll just increase that a bit. Okay, so let's create a begin and end overlap for these. So on component begin overlap and on component end overlap. Now first we want to ask like what actor is overlapping with it, and we only want it to be our AI. This box won't have any function for our character. So off of other actor we will cast to our, what did we call him? AI classic. So now if this AI classic character overlaps with the box, we'll follow this path, and if it's anything else, it'll follow this path. And we're just going to copy and paste the open door code. So we're going to get this is door closed if statement. Let's just go ahead and copy this dot product stuff as well, even though that'll need changing. And of course, actually opening and closing the door. So I guess, yes, everything after the event interact, we will copy and paste. So once the actor begins to overlap with the box, we will check if the door is closed, and if that's true, then we set it to not closed, and we start to open the door with the dot product to figure out which way we want it to open. Of course, this dot product is referencing our character. We don't want that, so instead of this player ref get actor location, we're going to use the AI classic get actor location. All right, let's keep looking. We have our timeline. It's just called timeline. We can call it open door AI. The lerp should all work the same, and everything else should work the same. Now, if we overlap the door and the door is not closed, we don't want to close it because then it'll close in his face. So instead of this false path coming to here, we want that to come from the end overlap. So once we leave this box, the door closes again. So we will just pull that there and disconnect this false path. We also want to add this branch for the end overlap, so I'm going to copy and paste it. Just pull this out a bit, And we only want to close the door if the door is not closed. So off the false path, is door closed, then we can close the door. Just a extra step of precaution to avoid bugs. Okay, so we can actually test this now and see if it works. So I'm going to simulate once again. So look at our character here. When he overlaps the box, it should open, and when he leaves, it closes again. Perfect. That worked really well. I believe these errors are just because we're simulating and not playing. Just let me double check. See if he goes to the door, just in case that's the issue. Oh. He's thinking. Standing in the doorway, doesn't know which door to go in, and he's made his choice. Yeah, and no errors. Okay, so everything is working as intended. So the only issue we have now is if we try to open or close a door at the same time as an enemy, the code can get confused and not know whether to open or close the door, and it'll try to do everything at once. So I'll see if I can demonstrate. I'm going to try to kind of see what I mean in the back there, how it jumped around opening and closing, and there was a lot of loud noise. So just add a boolean, can interact. We want it to default to true. Off of event interact, before we ask if the door is closed or anything, we just want to make sure we can interact. So if we can interact, if that boolean set to true, then go ahead and do it. If it's false, just don't do anything. And when the AI overlaps the box, to open it, we will set can interact to false, so we can no longer open or close the door while the enemy is inside the box. And then when the door is finished closing after he leaves, then we will want to reset can interact back to true. So off of the timeline, open door AI, off the finished path right here, we're going to switch on the direction of the enum. So just pull off there and switch. Put that in the finished. So when the timeline is done, only if it went backwards, which means the door was closing, we want to set can interact back to true. Okay, so now I'm going to set this to current camera location. So I just start right here by the door. Oh, I got stuck in the ceiling there. When our AI tries to, or comes to the door, not tries to, I'm going to try to open and close it. Oh, and there goes our flashlight. If he's even interested, I think he likes his room this time. Okay. So I'm pressing it, and I couldn't interact with it until it was fully closed again from our AI walking through. So that keeps us bug free and keeps everything looking clean.